This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. And we're back, in case you couldn't tell. But anyway, so we were talking about the hills of Kansas. And, well, of course, the most famous hills, I think, are the Flint Hills.
Well, they got the sign,
Yeah.
they got the big sign that say Flint Hills, and it's gorgeous. I mean, you can't argue, it's gorgeous. But I said something to a lady the other day about living in Oakley, and of course this lady lives in Topeka, and she said, oh, I love the Flint Hills. Well, Oakley is not the Flint Hills.
No, it's the High Plains.
In fact, there's a lot of Kansas that's not the Flint Hills, that still have hills. And, we've got the Smoky Hills, which is actually what Oakley would be included in, the Smoky Hills. You got the Chautauqua Hills, and you got the Red Hills. And the Red Hills may be, I don't know, it's all unique. When you start looking at it, we've got so many unique landscapes. We've talked about this before. You just get off the road, as you know, on your bike, you get off the road just a little ways and wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. So have you ever biked down in the Red Hills, the Gyp Hills?
No.
Okay, that's one you got to put on your list.
All right.
And check.
I went around it, but I haven't gone through
Well, you got to go through it, and we'll talk about that in the segment, but just one more plug. Go to Travel Kansas, the new byways, so lots of folks, not just the Flint Hills, have signs. But with the byways, you've got the scenic byways designated so that you can experience the different geographic areas of Kansas. So take advantage of that and check out online the byways and look for the Gyp Hills byways, and we'll take you there right now. The natives called them the Medicine Hills, and the river that ran through them, the Medicine River. The natives believed they possessed healing powers. According to the Kansas Geological Survey, the natives were right. The waters contain magnesium sulfates and other natural salts dissolved from the large deposits of dolomite and gypsum. Most of us are familiar with Epsom salts, or magnesium sulfate. The solution draws infection from wounds. The landscape they form in Comanche, Barber, and Clark counties is an anomaly to the southern Kansas landscape. We call them the Gyp Hills, or the Red Hills. The rocks were deposited during the Permian period of geologic history about 250 million years ago. During that time, a large, shallow bay covered much of this area. When that bay was cut off from the ocean and the water evaporated, the rocks left behind included salt and gypsum. Most evaporates are easily dissolved in water, and thus erosion sculpted these hills into the shapes you see today. Many of the soil and rocks are stained red by iron oxide, thus giving the name Red Hills to the area. Sandstone and shale in particular are bright red. Gypsum, a white rock, is found in layers within those red beds. One type of gypsum, selenite, forms large diamond-shaped crystals that are common in the area and litter road cuts and ditches like broken glass, says the Kansas Sampler Foundation. The Gypsum Hills Scenic Byway and Gyp Hills Scenic Drive highlight this unique scenery and is among the 8 wonders of Kansas geography. The byway is about 42 miles long, stretching from the western city limits of Medicine Lodge to the junction of US 160 and 183 at Coldwater. It bisects the Gyp Hills, revealing the flat mesas, deep canyons, sharp high hills, and caprock formations. According to Travel Kansas, there is an abundance of wildflowers, and with the red soil as a background, even common cedar trees take on a different, more dramatic appearance. Visit their website for more information.
Buffalo Bill Cody earned his legendary title in Oakley. Bring the family and come celebrate Oakley's pioneering history and unique geography at 2 sites, the Buffalo Bill Cultural Center and the Fick Fossil Museum. Cody's statue marks his achievements and welcomes visitors to the Cultural Center. The Fick Fossil Museum houses world-class fossils and artifacts. You'll find Oakley at the hub of U.S. Highways 83 and 40 and I-70. Stop for the legend. Stay for the day. Discover Oakley.